It's Madden NFL 24 on EA Sports. And we've got Tavarius Ward. He's now up to a 60-tackle season following his last performance. It's the Lions and the Cowboys, next on EA Sports.
We are sandwiched between Fort Worth and Dallas, Texas, and Arlington at the luxurious AT&T Stadium. Today, it's a Week 14 matchup that should be a good one, as it'll be the Detroit Lions taking on the Dallas Cowboys. Hello again, everyone. I'm Brandon Gautin, joined as always by Charles Davis. And Charles, you take a look at this Cowboy team entering play. They come in riding high, just one loss in their last 7 games.
It's a very focused team, very disciplined. They've kept the penalties to a minimum, and they're winning football games.
Meanwhile, for the Lions here, they've been as hot as anyone. The win last week makes it 9 out of 10.
The results are hard to argue. If there's a team better suited for the postseason right now, I don't know who they are.
Two teams trying to stake their claim to postseason football. Week 14 of the NFL is underway. And out a little across the 25 to the 27. So here the Cowboys now ready to go on offense for the first time. They're led by the #1 overall pick in the 2021 draft, Trevor Lawrence.
And if you go by the numbers, he's had a Pro Bowl-type season, and maybe that's even selling him a little bit short. He's the NFL leader in touchdown passes to this point in the year, and with the end of the season not too far away, he's got his guys playing at a very high level.
And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. That's a start they can live with. 15 yards on their first play from scrimmage. Well, there you go. This offense off to a strong start this afternoon.
Yeah, with a big run and a first down. That's putting what you practice into play. It's excellent execution to get things started.
And he'll run straight into a wall of tacklers at the line of scrimmage. It's second down. 2nd and 10.
2nd and 10 at the 42-yard line.
Here's Lawrence to throw. And that falls to the ground, incomplete. A nice job of bodying him up defensively. And now it brings up 3rd down. Lawrence will throw. They'll set up the screen here to mix him. And a pretty nice tackle there, ranging up from his free safety spot as he'll stop him about a yard short. The screen does get him 9, but it also brings up a 4th down. Jamie Gillen now on to punt. And no return here. Where will they spot it? They say just outside the 20-yard line. So here are the Lions now coming out for their opening drive. And they'll be led out by their 3rd-year quarterback.
And what a performance in his last game. A couple of touchdown passes. That was positive.
But more than 2 interceptions.
Yeah, that's not what he's looking for. What did Vince Lombardi say, though? Winning isn't everything.
It's the only thing.
And that's what he hangs his hat on after last week's game.
And they'll send the tight end in motion left.
And a short pickup to about the 27. It'll be 2nd down.
You look at this Cowboy defense. Coming into this one, ranked number 19 in the NFL against the pass.
And I think you're going to see some changes in the offseason, whether it's through the draft, free agency, maybe even both. They definitely...
Richardson under pressure, and down he goes.
Bobby Brown busting through to get him for a loss of 6.
They need 12 here. It's 3rd down. Richardson looking to throw.
And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete.
They're bringing a lot of pressure here already in the first quarter. Already sacked him once. Now they get in there and knock another one away. You think maybe that Tucker rule being gone makes defenses a lot bolder?
Yes, indeed. That time, lucky that the arm was going forward. Incomplete pass. Taken in at the 22. That's going to go in the books as a 55-yard punt. Well done. And the Cowboys will take over the football with a 1st and 10. Cowboy offense heading out. Let's take a look at the playoff picture coming into the weekend in the NFC.
And for the moment, they're sitting pretty in possession of that number 2 seed. But as we know, it often happens, this is all still subject to change.
You're so right about that. But even though the math isn't there yet, I think it's going to take new math for them not to make the playoffs. They're almost certainly going to be in the tournament and certainly going to be a dangerous team if you have to play against them.
And he's going to be down at the 35, gain of 7.
Well, this defense for the Lions, they played extremely well last week in that win over Green Bay.
And as in any game, takeaways are always a big key. They're always discussed on defense. There's an emphasis there, and they came away with 3 interceptions in that game.
And he'll be out of bounds after getting this one across the 40. 50 catches for him now on the year, and he's got a first down.
First and 10 at the 41-yard line.
An option handoff here to Mixon.
And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. Second and right at a yard. The numbers for Mixon last week: 15 carries, 72 yards, and a touchdown.
And I know that last week's game is over, but this feels almost like a continuation of what he did in the previous game. It's almost as if in his mind he knitted together the 2 weeks with no break. He's off to a nice start here.
And he'll take it down shy of the 45 at the 46.
Holding offense.
Now they face a second and long following the holding penalty. Again, it's Mixon. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. 43 yards rushing for him now. He's carried the ball just 5 times. So the ball moves into Lion territory now. Here's first and 10 at the 48-yard line.
From the gun, it's Lawrence. Into a sea of defenders and intercepted. Picked by Jeff Okudah. And the Lions are going to take over at their own 41.
He has just been a load for opposing offenses to account for now. 8 interceptions on the year.
I love that number because I always think of center field. You know, when I hear 8, because that's the position you write in the scorecard in baseball. And what do good center fielders do? Take away all the alleys, right? They range deep and make a whole lot of great catches.
So good starting field position for him here as they come up first and 10 at the 41-yard line.
Motion to the left with Jennings. Now a fake on the jet sweep, and they'll instead run up the middle.
And they'll get to him after a gain of 7 to the 47.
And now we're going to get a stoppage. A member of the Cowboys shaken up. While they come out and take a look at him, we will step aside for just a moment. Ball on the 47-yard line. Here's second and 3.
They'll send a receiver here in motion right.
And he'll get an opportunity with it on the touch pass.
And he's down right around midfield after a gain of 2, maybe 3.
Third down and 1.
From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw.
He's going to get that to his running back out of the backfield. And he is going to have a Lions first down, and comfortably so, as he gets 5 there on 3rd and a yard. On 1st and 10, here's Gibbs. And a pretty good burst right there as he'll take this down to the 33.
He'll get a dozen there, and the Lions have a first down.
Well, there's plenty of real estate for him to maneuver on that run, and let's face it, it shouldn't be a surprise. He's one of the better backs in the league. Had to come into this game with the idea, slow him down, otherwise it's going to be a long afternoon.
Escaping the pressure right. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. The escapability in evidence there is that one good for 15 and a first.
I can't be sure how much of that was planned pre-snap, but it certainly opens up some avenues for their offense. And if he can stay a threat to break off those kind of runs, it'll pull defenders away from coverage and open up some choice throwing lanes for him moving forward.
Ernest Jones there for the tackle. And they'll come up 2nd and 7.
Brings up 2nd and 7 at the 15-yard line.
Another run for Gibbs here.
And he'll fight his way down right around the 12. 3 yards on the pickup. That's going to set up an interesting third and about 4 to go.
Richardson working from the gun.
And he can't get rid of it. He's taken down.
More than one defender there, and that's a loss of 5 on the sack.
Well, it's about how teams are so competitively matched, and you just want to make those plays that give you an advantage. How about right here? The difference between letting him score a touchdown versus holding him to a field goal, that's absolutely huge with the play he just made.
And you know he hated taking the loss there on 3rd down. Now a timeout called for by the defense.
So as they talk it over, we step aside. Taken at the goal line.
And now Dallas gets set to take the field.
And, Charles, you look at these two teams, and these are those kind of litmus test games in the second half of the season that if you're a coach or a player, you can either really look forward to them or really dread them, depending on your point of view.
And if you're dreading them, you're not going to go very far in the playoffs. You need to look forward to these kind of games because here we've got 2 division leaders, both real contenders for the NFC title. And you're right, you love having easy games on your schedule, but you need some games like this to toughen you up a bit and ensure that you're ready for the shock of playoff football.
From the shotgun, Lawrence.
That ball caught by the former Toledo Rocket, Deontay Johnson. A gain there of 21 yards.
Well, that certainly has to feel good. It's not all the time that the play caller should get all the credit. Sometimes I think in the huddle, the quarterback just says, hey, who's going to make a play for me? I just need something right here. And the end result there, nice first down. Drive keeps moving.
Mixon with a first down carry. And just no chance of turning the corner. He can only get back to the line of scrimmage. 2nd and 10 coming up. 3-0 after 1 on EA Sports. Started the 2nd quarter, and it's the Cowboys in possession.
Now a 2nd and 10.
As they've got it as we resume action.
Play action. It's Lawrence. Now a quick throw there, but it's going to be incomplete.
So he's 3 for 7 throwing the football right now. Not an awful start, but also not the sharpest of starts.
No, I would agree with that. But if you're a confident quarterback and to play that position, you have to be. You just act like there's something wrong with the wing crunch or something wrong with the ball.
It is not you. Keep throwing. That timing usually develops. Well, based on what we've seen so far, I don't think you can even call this an off day anymore, partner, because this group we're watching, they are totally out of rhythm, trying to get their game plan up and running. That 0 on the scoreboard is glaring down at them with every incompletion.
And that hits at the 6 and carries into the end zone for a touchback.
Jahmyr Gibbs and the rest of the offense headed back out.
And he's sure looking like a lock for a 1,000-yard season. Don't know if he's going to get it in this game, but he'd probably like to just to get past that point.
Yeah, and if he doesn't, as you noted, there's still time, still opportunity. There's still more games to be played. So, yeah, it's not a lock, but barring injury, it certainly looks like he's going to get there. And what an accomplishment that is. Anytime you get over 1,000 yards, you're celebrated in the NFL.
It's been quite a season. Still a couple chapters left in that book, though. Another throw on 2nd down, and this one incomplete as well. And this offense on 3rd down today, just 1 for 3 thus far. This is 3rd and 10.
Now Richardson back to throw it.
Tries to hit Jennings, and it's intercepted.
Picked up by Garrett Williams.
And he'll return it to the 24-yard line.
And I think this is a situation where a quarterback coach in the sideline is going to talk to a signal caller and say, listen, it's 3rd and long, and it's still early in the game. Let's not force things here. If we don't feel good about it, let's just check something down and punt the football.
Dallas offense set for this next drive.
They were forced to punt last time, and I doubt sincerely that they'll have to punt here because they're gifted with terrific field position.
I don't even want to think about the idea that they would end up punting starting with this type of field position. Neither do they. Great starting spot, great opportunity to run your full playbook. They want to take a shot here, they can go ahead and do it.
He'll get this down to the 21, just on the edge of the red zone. Here's 2nd and 7. Now Lawrence. This goes out wide from Nixon.
And he'll be taken down at the 20 after a gain of just 1. They haven't made much of this great starting field position they had. Here's 3rd and 6. Here's Lawrence. And the throw there going to be incomplete. Detroit was up for the challenge through the air. They force a 4th down.
Oh, that's going to hurt a bit because they needed to come through with a completion there. Now a drive that started with great field position is facing 4th down.
And his kick here is good. And that will tie us at 3-3.
Well, they got the turnover in great field position, but unable to do anything with it. And they're left taking the easy 3 on the field goal.
Yeah, you're right about that. A great chance at a short field touchdown. On a sudden change, you take the ball away. You expect your offense to put it into the end zone, but they'll take the 3 for now, even if they feel just a little bit let down.
And tackled at the 21-yard line, so a net negative there of 4 yards.
Here's the Lion offense now as they get ready to take over.
And really, it's worth talking a little more about the stakes of this game. Currently, these are the top 2 seeds in the NFC. I think they're the 2 best teams. Would you agree?
I think you can definitely make the case that they are, and I like where you're going with that. I do know that we've seen a couple of other teams along the way that would say, hey, don't forget about us. But your premise, I think, could be spot on. These could easily be the top 2 teams in the NFC.
So quickly all the way up at the 40-yard line.
Richardson out of the shotgun.
This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2.
8 yards on the pickup brings up 2nd and 2 at their 48-yard line.
And that would get to be off target and incomplete.
Charles, he doesn't seem to be particularly in tune with his receivers, just 2 for 7 throwing the football, but he did seem really locked in before the game.
Yeah, and that has to do with receivers sometimes. Sometimes the defenders knock them off their routes, and you're usually pretty precise. 1, 2, 3 cut, balls out of his hands to the receiver. In this case, might be off by a half step either way. They've got to find a way to get back in sync.
This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10.
Straight ahead with Gibbs here.
And not a whole lot of room to operate there on the 1st down run. He gets maybe 3.
He was brought down by Matt Milano.
2nd and 7.
A 3-yard pickup brings up 2nd and 7.
Here's Richardson to throw. Finds Gibbs on the check down.
And he'll lose yardage here. Back at the 47. So that'll go as a 4-yard loss on the play. And that's going to lead to a 3rd and 11.
Well, Brandon, we could see that play developing, and they were hoping that he was going to be able to put a move on the first guy and turn it into a big play. But no such luck. The speed on defense continues to get better and better in the NFL. Pretty nice example there. Those guys being able to run from.
And he's going to lose a yard or 2. Taken down behind the line.
Multiple players getting home for the 1-yard sack. And this is a quarterback who's already had success on the ground in this first half, but this time they're able to hem him in.
And it's always different when you rush a mobile quarterback as opposed to a guy you know will be right back in the pocket. In this case, you got to make sure the inside pressure and the outside pressure match. And maybe even a second wave to make sure if he squirts free, you've got someone to tackle him.
But for almost 8 years, 64 stood as the NFL record for the longest field goal. That has since been eclipsed. It's now 66, but still 64-yarder. Pretty impressive, CD.
Absolutely agree with that, because if you drill a 60-yarder in an NFL game, you've got a lot to be proud of, record or no record. And only a handful of guys can even attempt it. Excellent job there, putting that one through the pipes.
Here's Joe Mixon as they start on the ground. And he stopped right at the 25 after a gain of 5.
If you're a coach, you'll absolutely take that run every time on 1st down, because it really sets you up to go in a number of directions here on 2nd.
And the pressure gets to Lawrence, and he'll go down. Micah Parsons
in there for sack number 22 on the year. And, folks, that's just a half sack shy now of Michael Strahan's record of 22.5 set in 2001.
Well, last game he had 2 sacks. Got another one here picked up right where he left off.
Brandon, he spent the entire offseason working on new moves, new techniques, trying to add to his arsenal of pass rush moves. Certainly paying dividends in what we've seen so far.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. And that is incomplete. The passing game not in sync here early. And now it's 4th down.
It's going to be another frustrating end to a drive here. This offense, they've not been able to get anything going in this first half. And now it's going to be time to gather on the sidelines and try and figure out what's going wrong. Who has an idea? Who has a plan? Time to implement it.
We'll call that a 43-yard punt, 2 on the return.
And they will take over 1st and 10. Now it's Richardson. That is incomplete.
They certainly thought he had an open look beyond the first down marker to his receiver, but they just couldn't connect, and that will send them back to the drawing board.
Out of the gun, they'll give to Gibbs. 44 yards rushing for him now to this point.
He had to fight for every yard on that run. Shook himself free of a tackle and kept fighting, even with the rest of the defense closing in on it. That's the kind of effort you'll take every single time.
Able to find the open man. That's complete. And he is going to have the Lions first down. They needed 4. He doubled that. He wound up getting 8.
And Brandon, from our time in college football, where receivers weren't running the traditional NFL route tree, one thing they did learn, find open areas, find soft spots, and set up and catch the ball. And I think we just saw that there.
Yeah, we saw that indeed, picking up the... And the Cowboys pressure gets there this time for the sack.
Multiple defenders getting home there for a loss of 11. So that now 4 first-half sacks. This pass rush has been unrelenting.
And, partner, you hear that sound of paper being ripped to shreds? That's a game plan that they've had so far because they've got to say to themselves right now, we have to do something differently.
Sacks, a growing theme in this first half. This is 2nd and long.
Gibbs straight ahead.
And they won't fare much better here as he maybe gets back to the line. No gain on the play this time, and it'll be a 3rd and long situation coming up.
And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action. 3rd and 20. They'll go again with Gibbs.
And he'll take this one up close to about the 45. Now the Cowboys going to burn the first of their timeouts.
So as they talk it over, we step aside.
And this one hits at the 1, continues on into the end zone for a touchback. So out come the Cowboys now as their offense gets set to take over.
As we eke closer and closer to intermission, Charles, remember last time out they punted. They would love to get points here, especially if this is going to be their final possession of the first half.
Yeah, and this is what close games feel like because the pressure is on both sides, but sometimes the pressure is a little bit higher on the team with the slight edge because they're trying to hold on to that, trying to increase it. Let's see how this one continues.
On 2nd down, here's Lawrence.
So 8 yards on the completion there, and 3rd and 1 now.
And Lawrence is going to get his guys to go quickly.
On 3rd and short, they'll try and pick it up through the air. And he'll be taken down, but he does have first down yardage. The Cowboys looking to get going again in a hurry.
On 1st and 10, it's Lawrence. Again, it's Johnson.
And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. First down now, but that clock rolling.
Looking to throw, Lawrence. A short throw, and that's hauled in by Mayer.
The Cowboys going to use their 2nd timeout now as they'll stop it with a little over 30 seconds to go in the first half of play.
Lawrence's throw taken in there by Cooks.
So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. And with just 4 seconds left in this first half, a timeout call. So with 4 seconds to go in the half, here's the field goal unit onto the field. From the right hash and call it an even 50 yards. And his kick is right there. It's good, and that will tie things up at So they're able to make things level just before half and also leave very, very little time on the clock.
And I love the way that you phrased that. Brought a little soccer into it, and that's really apropos considering they just kicked a field goal to tie things up.
Now a hit and a loose football. So we have reached halftime here with not much scoring between these two teams. 6-6 our score. As we'll get you over to Orlando, where standing by is Jonathan Coachman. He has our EA Sports halftime report.
All right, Brandon, we'll get back to you and Charles in a bit. But first, let's get to some of these scores around the NFL here in a busy Week 14. We'll begin up at U.S. Bank Stadium in Minneapolis, where it was the visiting Bears who come in and get the victory on the road. Isaiah Pacheco, a touchdown run in the victory. From there, let's head off and check out a second game. And you can see, currently they trail in that ball game. 3 touchdown passes there for Jalen Hurts. Finally, let's get to Silicon Valley to check on the 49ers at home at Levi Stadium. As you can see, the score there in the second quarter. Justin Fields has thrown a touchdown pass. We thought this one would be a close battle coming in, and we have not been disappointed. They're all even to this point. This has the feeling of a game that could go right down to the wire. One mistake or one big play could turn out to be the difference.
And makes it across the 20 as these guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line.
The Lions offense now with a football first here to begin quarter number 3.
It's a tied football game here. What do you think, Charles, the message was at halftime?
Well, I think that they probably just looked at things and said, we're fortunate that this is a tie game. No need to panic. No need to change a whole lot. We didn't play anything close to our best in the first half, so we don't have to go out and win one for the Gipper. Let's just go out and play our best football and win one for us.
From the gun, Gibbs will get it. And this defense able to plug him up there as he'll get a yard to the 35. From the 35, here's a 2nd and 9.
Brings up 2nd and 9 at the 35-yard line.
Richardson off the play fake.
Looking deep for Jennings. And that's caught inside the 35. And he is brought down, but not before reaching the 30. It's a gain of 35.
When you get into the second half of a tie ball game, you start realizing that every play takes on a bigger significance, and this is pretty significant right here. This is where you start putting the pressure on that secondary, and that's a job well done there.
So the big play has him all the way down to the 30 now for 1st and 10.
Off play action, Richardson.
A quick throw, but incomplete.
Well, this at least is the right idea. I think they've got to get the tight end more involved.
He had just 1 target in the first half, incomplete. Now incomplete here with the first target of the second half.
Yeah, should not stop them at all from going back to him, though. Find him. Find him.
And this is caught. Jennings. Touchdown. A great effort there. His 4th touchdown on the year.
And the Lions have taken the lead.
Well, they had their chances in the first half, you remember, but had to settle for 2 field goals. This time they come away with 6.
I think they actually got affirmation about what they were doing by getting a touchdown, because the field goals means they got in range but couldn't quite finish it off. This time they broke through, and that's great for the old confidence.
And on the sideline, difference of a feeling between 3 and 6, is it astronomical or no?
It can be at times, that's for sure. A lot of times the field goal feels like a disappointment. The touchdown, well, that tells you you're getting it done.
Tucker with the extra point, and they will take a 7-point lead.
Justin Tucker set to kick off.
And this will not be returned. It's a touchback, and they'll begin at the 25.
The Cowboys offense now, they head out for their first possession of the second half. And this game was all square at halftime, but now they find themselves down 7 following the opening drive touchdown here in the third quarter.
And they need to take a good, relaxing, deep breath, don't you think? Because right now they might start to feel like they've got to play catch-up here and start matching them point for point. But it's still too early to get there. They can still run their offense. Plenty of time to get back in this game.
Well, they had the run for no gain. Now they'll try again from the 25 on 2nd and 10. It's Mixon on the counter. And this time he won't even make it back to the line of scrimmage as they stop him in his tracks. It's a loss of a yard, so it's back to 3rd and 10.
It's now 3rd and 10.
Here's Lawrence to throw. That is caught. And he will have a Cowboys first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. Now, Charles, with that completion, I'm told that puts him now over 3,000 yards passing on the campaign.
And, Brandon, I think we have to start to think about where we are in the season because right now, 4,000 is not out of the question. I think a big game or two, he's certainly capable of getting that done.
On first down, Lawrence. He gets it left side of Johnson. And they get him to the ground quickly, but he's out near midfield at the 49-yard line. 2 first downs have him up near midfield now on 1st and 10.
1st and 10 at the 49-yard line.
Lawrence. Oh, he tried to fit it in on the slant, and it's intercepted. Picked by Jeff Okudah. And a return across midfield and to the 46-yard line. This defense, Charles, coming up with another interception. They have really done an excellent job of locking up these receivers.
Yeah, they're really on fire. They are actually doing what they talk about all the time, which is plastering to receivers when they're in their zones. They didn't give up a touchdown in the first half. Haven't done so here in this half either. Blanket in the field going all the way back to the opening drive, and they come up with a pick right there.
Jennings, a receiver in motion right.
On the give, here's Gibbs.
Trying to run inside, but nothing there. Officially no gain on the play, and it's 2nd down.
No gain on the play. 2nd and 10 at the Cowboys' 46-yard line.
Richardson looking to throw. Throw over the middle. He finds Williams. They do get a couple, but they'll be left staring at a 3rd and 8 coming up. Back to throw. Here's Richardson.
Eluding the pressure right. And he's taken down inside the 30. A nice job there on the escape and scramble. A first down, a 16-yard gain.
Well, he and his offense were staring down what was likely a 3-and-out. Zero fear from his side, though. Never doubted for a second they pick up the first. He's ready to pull the trigger on a keeper the moment it revealed itself.
And now following the completion, we're going to get a stoppage here for an injury. The medical staff will attend to him, and we will step aside. 2nd down and 4. Richardson.
Firing quickly, but it's incomplete.
Tight end has become a bigger and bigger part of the passing game in the NFL, but if you drop the football, that position can get swapped out with a wide receiver in that spot, a running back in that spot. There are other ways they can go if you're not going to catch the ball.
And that's not just his first drop, his 2nd drop of the game. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
That's a play that will likely be forgotten when you talk about big moments in this game. But plays like this are critical to keep drives going. And if points result, we'll call this play significant.
Hand off now to Gibbs.
And the hole closes quickly here. He can fight only to about the 4. Only a yard that time. 2nd and goal.
It's a gain of a yard. Brings up 2nd and goal.
Now Richardson.
And in for the Lions. Touchdown.
Luke Musgrave from 4 yards out. And the Lions go up by 2 touchdowns.
That seemed pretty ideal there for the offense, Charles. You take a little bit of time off the clock here in the 3rd quarter, decent length drive, and you pad your lead as well at the end of it.
And what it does is let you feel like you're in control of this game, even more so than a 2-touchdown lead, right? Because you have taken that time off, as you noted, which means they couldn't get you off the field. You ran your playbook the way you wanted to, and you gave your defense some rest. What a big-time drive in that situation.
Tucker able to connect on the extra point, and the lead now up to 14.
And no thought to bring this one out. He'll just go down to a knee, and he'll take over at the 25. And now Dallas gets set to take the field. So now, Charles, this drive maybe a touch more important, trying to erase the memory of that interception they had the last time out.
Yeah, and everyone goes through this because even the best in the game, you're going to have games where it just doesn't go right for you, and interceptions result. So, frankly, to me, it's all about how you respond, not just the types of plays that you call, but how you carry yourself, how you show your team that you're still with it, and how you continue to lead.
And he'll take this to the 32, a gain of about 3. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. Lawrence will throw. And that's to the left sideline and incomplete.
I'm getting the sense that this offense is getting frustrated. Here we are into the 3rd quarter, and they've had plenty of opportunities to get in sync. Thus far, that hasn't happened. They're looking for answers both on the sidelines and in the huddle looking at each other.
And that one came close to hitting the big scoreboard up there as the fair catch is made inside the 20-yard line. So a change of possession here on the punt, and the Lions will take over. Richardson to the air on 1st down. And he stopped right at the 25 after a gain of 5.
His running ability has been an extra dimension of their game plan thus far. For once, though, he doesn't create any magic against the front. They're prepared for him to try and take off.
On 2nd down, here's Gibbs. And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35. A 14-yard gain there as they look to improve this 14-point lead. Well, CD a lot of times like to separate speed and quickness, and they've got a back that's both. We know that he's fast in the open field, but, man, his first step is so quick, too.
It is something, isn't it? Because you think of that type of speed getting to the perimeter and turning upfield, but also when you run those inside runs, he can get into the secondary so fast the linebackers don't have a chance to react.
2nd and 10, back to the air with Richardson. And this time he's got the hook up. It's complete. And he's going to get this down to the 35-yard line.
Holding offense.
Hey, baby, this ain't good enough for us.
Now after the holding call, here's 2nd and 20. And they'll run it with Gibbs. And to the 36-yard line, taken down there after getting 8 yards.
After another impressive run, the question has to be asked, how do you slow these guys down running the football? I think they're going to try and get more people to the point of attack, try and get more people to the line of scrimmage, almost use a variety of run blitzes in order to try and get it done.
Now a shot taken on 3rd down, but it's going to wind up incomplete. Here's Ryan Stonehouse now as he's on to punt for Detroit. That's a 48-yard punt with a coverage holding him to 3 on the return. The Dallas offense here set to begin the drive. And, Charles, they're certainly still right in this game, but they need that offense to wake up and in a hurry.
Yeah, I like the way you put it. They certainly did seem to sleepwalk a bit in the first half. Now that their defense has done its job, it's their turn now to go out and try and get some points.
3 quarters have come and gone. We'll return with more after this break. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Back now in Arlington. It's the Cowboys in possession of the football, but they trail here as we begin the 4th quarter of play. Meanwhile, Lawrence is at this throw brought in here by Mayer. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets his football out shy of the 30 to the 29. 2nd catch for him today, and it'll wind up a 1st down.
Good yardage on the completion there. When they look at the scoreboard, they do understand a field goal is not going to do them any good. My guess, they're going to press the ball downfield as far as possible, try and throw it into the end zone and get a score because they know they've got to get that done and get the ball back as quickly as possible.
And they'll throw on 1st down with Lawrence. Got his man complete over the middle. It's Johnson. And he gets this to the 35. Good for a gain of 5. Ball on the 35. Here comes 2nd and 5. Now Lawrence. Throw left side complete. That's Johnson. Back-to-back receptions for him, and it's another first down.
9 yards. And the Cowboys first down.
Now Lawrence to throw. He finds his running back, Mixon. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. A good-looking drive for the Cowboys so far. It's a first down.
First down. First and 10 at the 39-yard line.
Now Lawrence. Pass thrown right back to Joe Mixon. He's brought down at the 34. Call it a gain of 4.
To Joe Mixon. A gain of 4. It's now second and 6.
Second down and 6 now.
34-yard line.
Throwing again here. It's Lawrence. Finding Johnson on the out route. That's complete. And it's going to be another first down as they'll get him to the ground at the Lions' 25-yard line.
That's another Cowboys first down.
Here's Lawrence. And he's going to go down. They sack him back right around the 30. Quinnen Williams, the defensive tackle, getting in there for a loss of 5. So after a rare misstep on this drive, they'll try to make amends on 2nd and 15. Another try after the first down sack. Lawrence. It's a pickup of 12, and that'll set up a third down.
And that was yardage that they needed there after the sack on first down. They didn't get all of it back, but now they look at third down as a manageable situation, one that they have a much better chance of picking up.
Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And the Cowboys are going to have first and goal as they try to finish off this drive with 6 points.
With the score where it is, this was probably going to be 4-down territory if they didn't convert there. But what a nice job of working his way open, making sure he secured the catch, and setting up first and goal.
First and goal, and they got to be thinking a chance to get right back into this football game. They'll run with Gibson. And he's able to get it down to the 2-yard line. A good run of 6 yards there. Gets him closer to the goal line with second down coming up.
Brings up second and goal.
Mixon is in. Touchdown, Dallas.
I wonder if he changed anything on his play sheet or they just executed better. Because they had 2 previous drives that ended in field goals. Before this one, they finally were able to put into the end zone.
Well, whatever he did, speaking of the offensive coordinator, might be using that formula going forward. It worked there.
Yeah, it worked very well. He and his field general in pretty good sync right now. They're starting to move the ball well.
Chase McLaughlin on for the extra point. It's up and good, a 7-point margin. It's 20-13 now. So that drive, 12 plays in length. And it all culminated in the touchdown run coming from Joe Mixon. And that decision to bring it out ends up not being a good one. Cost him about 5 yards as he's tackled at the 20. The Lions offense heading out as we give you a look at the playoff race coming into the weekend in the NFC. Play action. Now Richardson. A quick throw there is incomplete. Not sure what happened out there, but it looked like the timing was a little off on that throw.
Well, you know I'm a defender, so what am I going to say?
Great defense.
Darn right. They did something to disrupt that timing.
Richardson on 2nd and 10. Throws the middle and caught by Musgrave. Look at the big man rumble. He may go. Touchdown, Detroit. Luke Musgrave. 2 catches, 2 touchdowns here so far. And the Lions are looking to make it 2 straight as they add on to this 4th quarter lead. That's a pretty quick response to that last touchdown drive, and it seemed like they had maybe given up momentum. Not so fast.
No, not at all, because they ended up pushing the lead up once again, and you're exactly right. Thought momentum might have been shifting. Instead, they grabbed old Mo, didn't let him get to the opposite sideline.
Tucker with the extra point, and the lead now up to 14. The quick strike ability certainly intact there. 2 plays, 80 yards to score it. And he had no room to run as he's tackled down inside the 20. Here's the Dallas offense now heading back out onto the field. Well, certainly they'd rather have the scenario they had last time out, Charles. Remember, they had the short field. They took it in the end zone. Now this is going to have to be a longer, more sustained drive if they want to get...
Oh, what a heck of an effort there as he'll make the diving catch. First play of the drive, a success, 19 yards. You cannot write these guys off just yet, not with a quarterback like that under center.
You mean it actually crossed your mind with him running the team that you could actually maybe write this game off?
Not yet.
Not a chance. Not with him. We've seen it too many times.
Throwing now, Lawrence on first down.
That's going to be knocked away and incomplete.
Give it big credit for his coverage right there, because when he saw the route break deep, he stayed in position to prevent a completion while avoiding any risk of a flag.
Lawrence's throw taken in there by Cooks.
And it's going to be another first down as they'll get him to the ground at the Lions' 44-yard line. Throwing there, but this pass is going to wind up incomplete.
This could be the start of a nice stand from this defense now after getting walked backwards on this drive. Come through with another one here, and you have them staring at a 3rd and long, and that puts the defense in a position to dictate to the offense.
Well, that's the 3rd interception for Lawrence. It's Kyler Duggar who picks it.
And they will finally get him, but not until he's all the way down inside the 15-yard line.
So that changes things. You get the interception, and then to boot, a good return tacked on.
And really, it was down to him versus the quarterback on the return, and that's one you would think the defender would win. But a nice job there of seeing the play all the way to the end and making the tackle by the QB.
And Detroit getting set to go now.
They have to like the position that they are in. 4th quarter, 2-score lead, and now the ball back after the INT. Now a give to Gibbs, running left.
The broken tackle could not free him as he's brought down at the 10-yard line. Give him 3 on first down. It'll set up a 2nd and 7.
Now it's Gibbs.
And a short pickup there down to about the 9. Just a 1-yard pickup there, and it's going to make it 3rd down at 6. 2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports. So the Lions in possession of the football as we welcome you back. They've got a 3rd down now as they look for one more first down to help salt this one away.
Richardson looking to throw this.
And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Detroit.
Anthony Richardson.
A 9-yard touchdown run.
And the Lions stretch this 4th quarter lead even further, and they are closing in on win number 12 of the season.
If you're going to play quarterback in the NFL, you've got to have great vision, and you've got to remain calm when things break down in the pocket. Both of those traits are on display there. He surveys the situation, sees the middle of the field open, so he's just going to step up and take it himself. Very well done there.
Tucker able to connect on the extra point, and the lead now to 3 touchdowns at 21. Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown.
And here comes a return from just beyond the goal line. And the decision to come out of the end zone is going to cost him 5 yards as he's taken down right at the 20. The Dallas offense back out onto the field. Where we stand right now in the 4th quarter, this one pretty much out of reach. And, Charles, I know they're going to be disappointed about several things with this ball game, but the self-inflicted wounds, they've had several turnovers. You would have to think that's going to be something they're going to discuss heavily in the film session in the coming days.
You're absolutely right about that, partner, because they're going to have to sit in that film room and watch every error that they made and figure out how to not do it in the future. And mentally, I think a lot of the guys are already starting to think about, okay, how do we put this behind us and get better for the next time out? This, they'll use as motivation for the rest of the time that they play to hopefully never be in this type of situation again.
Now the throw on 3rd down, knocked away and incomplete.
That's coverage you'd expect to see in a tie game late. Not in a lopsided game like this. They are not letting up.
And they're indeed going to go for it here on 4th down. So trailing here in the last quarter, let's see how this plays out. They'll run with Mixon.
And he's able to get it to the 33. Good enough for a first down. Now you've got to hustle your guys to the line and get them set. Now Lawrence on first down. Oh, he dropped it. And that's pretty indicative of the way this one's gone. Here's 2nd and 10.
It was covered by Drew Sanders.
Lawrence. And this one is incomplete.
Even with such a big lead late, the effort hasn't lapsed one bit. If the offense wants to score some points in this one, they're going to have to earn it. These guys are not giving up anything.
The pressure gets to Lawrence, and he'll go down. The Cowboys going to use their 2nd timeout now, as the clock will stop with 55 seconds remaining in the football game. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked by Jeff Okudah. And he will bring it back. An interception return for a Lions touchdown. Little choice, Charles, but to go for it right there, and that pick 6 will be the icing on the cake.
Yeah, you don't know how many more possessions you're going to get, so really you're almost at the point of no option. Have to go for it. Bottom line, though, is defenders know that as well. They know you've got to throw the football. Had the right defense called, able to make a nice play on the ball, and that's all she wrote.
Tucker with the extra point, and that'll increase their lead to 28. So the defense creating some points, not only getting the interception, but then returning it to the end zone for the pick 6. So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick 6, and now the kick is away. This taken in at the goal line. And he will be brought out here inside the 20. Good coverage as he's dropped at the 17. Dallas offense set for this next drive. Well, CD, it's all window dressing at this point. I mean, the best they can do is end the game with a nice drive to maybe build some momentum to move forward into their next contest.
Yeah, and with how lopsided this game has been, even one score might not do a lot of cosmetic good on the scoreboard, partner, because it's just about looking forward to this to practice in the next couple of days.
And now a throw on first down there, but it's incomplete. Another throw there off the mark, and obviously he's battled all of the interceptions. Things just haven't been true to form for him. I don't know. What do you think's going on out there, CD?
That's a great question, and my suspicion is he's been coached really well to not show that he's having a problem. You know, they always tell you no matter what, you keep throwing the football with confidence. But we're not seeing a confident thrower right now. He's off balance, the passing game's off balance, and the defense is taking advantage.
Now one final throw here is incomplete, and that is how this one will come to an end. And as this defense walks off the field, they can do so with their heads held high. What a performance. Well, by the offense, too. I mean, really, Charles, just complete domination on both sides of the football here in this one.
Certainly was, and I think both sides compete against each other all the time. You go to each other in practice, obviously your training camps, your off season, but on game day, you both want to show your best, and I think that's what we saw from both the offense and the defense, a complete team victory.
So for Detroit, the win moves them to 12-1 now on the year, and they will head back home next week. Meanwhile, for Dallas, it's a loss that could have implications on the playoff race as they fall to 9-4. And they'll try and turn things around next week as they have a date at Soldier Field with the Chicago Bears. And for Charles Davis and our entire crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports.